Right, Shalom, Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Mashah Banyamyan. Excuse me, so like I was not present for this premiere, but I've just looked up now and I've seen a bit of the debate in the comments with mostly with Jesus loves us and himself, but Brother Yadi Eliah came through. But I just wanted to touch on a couple things. Wait, what did it say? Yeah, when it says 12 gates for the 12 tribes, I just wanted to go into that real quick. Because the question said, so which gate will Abraham, Noah, and myself walk through? I don't think that question got answered. But Abraham came back, Noah came back, and Jesus loves us is actually an Israelite. But he doesn't believe that. So going to the 12 gates for the 12 tribes. Because that is a good question, seemingly. But it's actually not. So let's go ahead. I keep trying it. I keep doing it. It keeps messing up. So I'm just going to have to hit the key points. Excuse me if I'm mumbling. So Revelation 21 and 12. And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And it goes on, and it talks about the gates, and it talks about measuring that, but we'll just leave that for now. So sometimes in Revelation you have to hop about a bit to get the understanding. So same chapter 21 and verse 2 says, and I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And if you think about Isaiah 54 and 5, Matthew 25, well, there's a lot where it talks about the marriage, being bidded to the marriage even, but the marriage between Israel and Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. So that's the first point, and then it says, verse 3, and I heard a great voice out of heaven saying, behold, the tabernacle of God is with men, and he will dwell with them, and they shall be his people, and God himself shall be with them, and be their God, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. So now, this holy city no longer became a location, it's now identified as a people, their eyes, and there shall be no more death, having concrete, O death, where is thy sting? Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Now we can mirror that with Revelation 7, and hit the bottom. It says, he's talking about that sealing, not ceiling, but sealing. Revelation 7 and verse 17, for the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and shall lead them unto living fountains of waters, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Literally the same thing, that heavenly Jerusalem. So when you talk about this gate, it's actually talking about the nation of Israel. You can't really use this to say that salvation's only for Israel. You can use it to say only Israel is the heavenly Jerusalem, only Israel is the kingdom of heaven. Well, how is Israel a kingdom? Well, Matthew 11 and 12 says, let me unhighlight that, so I ugly colour that. So Matthew 11 and 12, from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. So that was the other nations that came against Israel, took the nation, took the people. Some people try to say this is a land, but that would mean, because, wait, where is it? Yeah, it's from the verse before. It says, verse Matthew 11:11, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist, notwithstanding he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. So if you say the land is Israel, that would mean the least person to step foot on the land of Israel is greater than John the Baptist. How does that even make sense? Anyway, so that means, those reputed as less than nothing are greater than John the Baptist. That's what you'd have to say. But that was the only point I had. You can't really use Revelation 21 to say it's only for Israel. There's many that can be, Many, many, many. Like I say, we've got the whole Bible on our side. And certain, maybe he could, maybe they will, but certain Christians don't appear like they're going to get it. And if they're not going to get it, that's fine. We don't have to go back and forth all day. But that's really it. Heavenly Jerusalem is a people before a place. Let's just get one witness and we'll close out. Zechariah 1, verse 19. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, What be these? And he answered me, These are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. So that's really it. The honors to the elders in Israel that rule well. Halal, Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Shalom.